Let me define this thing called a blueprint. A blueprint is what you use to build a building. Right here on this earth plane, you have the blueprint. It's drawn up all the nuts and the bolts and the cross members and so on and so forth. Well, you've got your own blueprint as well. And understand this thing. You got two separate blueprints. But I'm going to be very cautious as I tell you these things, because when you talk about where's one and where's the other one, they're going to be almost simultaneously locked into this whole journey of your physical body. But understand this thing. The blueprint that I'm talking about right now is the first blueprint where you meet with the God Creator and your parent selves and all the people that you want to get into this whole journey with. But understand this thing. This is important because this blueprint, you could live 2 or 3 lifetimes. 2 or 3 lifetimes just working on the first few moments of this blueprint. Because understand this thing. We like to, I'll tell you this, when you build a blueprint and you're ready to come into this earth journey, you build up so much, you put so much into your blueprint. I tell you this, you may have become a doctor and a lawyer and an Indian chief and everything in this one opening blueprint. Because you understand this thing, you don't know how much you're going to get to because the variables coming into this earth plane is so dynamic. But understand this dynamics is what you're going to get out of this blueprint. So what I'm telling you right now, the first blueprint is more empowering than you'd ever even imagine. But then you got this whole new spiritual energy. I said spiritual, I didn't. I did. But understand this thing. The spiritual energy is more about what you're going to learn to do with your blueprint. You have to understand this. This first blueprint is what you'd like to get accomplished in this one lifetime. And then tagging on things in case it doesn't go right. Let's suppose you want to be a doctor in this new journey, or a surgeon, or whatever. You know, you got to, but your parents, you get the right parents, everything's going along right. But understand this, the parents get in turmoil and they go divorce and you lose your monies and so on and so forth. It's going to be very difficult for that. So what you can do is you back off to another process. And understand this. This is important. Every blueprint in your body process right now is always aimed at the highest, most dynamic outcome possible. So understand this thing, my friends. This journey is about the blueprint. The blueprint, whether it's first or secondary, understand it because it's the most important thing you'll ever have to deal with in this entire lifetime. And most of you will come into this lifetime and go right out and die in this lifetime and never even know that you even had a blueprint. What is a blueprint? A blueprint is simply, they use blueprints to make buildings over on Earth dimension. But I'm talking about your blueprint of life. And understand this thing. This life is every bit as powerful as any building they could ever build. In this blueprint, you've got basically 2 strands of blueprints that's locked into this body process. Now, the first blueprint, as we've said over and over and over again, it's what you want to get into this journey and you want to get out of this journey. That's the kick, getting in and getting out. Now, understand this. Your blueprint has all the things like cancer, tuberculosis, all the things that would cause you to get out of this journey when things are not going exactly the way you want them to go. And understand this thing. You all think that you're afraid to die, but nobody has any greater fear than anybody else. But understand this thing. When you get to that point where you want to get out of here, you may not have the courage just to walk out. You don't have that type of courage. You just can't do it. But you can walk in a heartbeat. So this is what we talk on this blueprint.